Another video with my new world, World E. Getting the sugarcane farm going. Cleared out the area and it's pretty much got my cellar development almost done. Something strange is happening though. I don't know if it's because I'm playing hardcore or what, but I never remembered having access to so many dungeons. I'm tunneling out past my cellar because there was a cavern here, and I come across a dungeon. I've actually already lighted it off right here. It's a zombie dungeon. And if you watch the first video that I made of starting World E, I actually ended up on an island in the middle of water, and I had to swim with the help of dolphins actually, just to get where I am. So it's not like they pop these dungeons down right next to the starting point or anything. I'm a good 500 squares, maybe more, from my starting point. I started way out in the ocean and swam here. And that dungeon, with respect to where my cellar is, would be in this general area just over here. About somewhere right about here, underground. Then I'm laying out my torch grid pattern, trying to make it safe to be on the surface. Keep creepers from generating right beside me. Gotta hate that. That's how I lost my D game as well. Creeper got me again. A and D, both of them. So here I come across a cavern. So, you know, it's daytime, so I've already got the advantage of some light. So I have to start torching my way in. And what do I find? Another dungeon. Both within about 50 or 60 paces of each other. There's two zombie dungeons. So I don't know if the algorithms are changed or when they're building these worlds why that happens, but it used to take forever to find these dungeons, and literally in the last 4 or 5 games I've played, I've stumbled onto them like immediately. So like, what am I on? I'm on day 21, so and I'm using a bed too, so I'm advancing my days quite rapidly right now because I've been doing a lot in the light up above, trying to get the surface safer. More so than, because I don't even worry about sleeping if I'm going down into the dungeon, because I don't have to worry about phantoms or anything. So here I've got 2 separate dungeons, both zombie generators. Now what I've done is I've actually cut the floor out, by the way. This is something I've done in all my past games. And what I'll do to make the zombie trap, I'll figure out which side I'm coming from, my cellar at, and I'll dig a hole. Right, that's my zombie trap, and I'll lay water in the corners. Boom and boom. And what will happen is when these generate, they generate in midair. Once in a while they land on the spawning cage, but that's only for a few moments. They rather quickly they step off, and then the water funnels them down and they fall whatever I decide for length down. I can't go too far down and do a lot of damage to them though, because I have to be within 16 paces of this spawning cage. Otherwise it won't spawn anything. And as noted in my previous games, earlier videos I've made, finding these dungeons usually becomes a base for a mob farm. And I'll go to the far side, I'll create a hole up here, and I'll go to the surface and I'll start laying in water trench mob farms. Just one of the most basic mob farms you can make, but I stack them several high, generate a lot of creatures, not necessarily at night unless I get into the underground and really start filling in caverns. The mob farm does not generate a lot of creatures during the nighttime. It does some, but not nearly as proficient as during the daytime. During the daytime, even places in the nighttime where I've got my torches, well, monsters won't generate there. But in all this forest land on the far side of this area where I'm going to make the mob farm in this particular world, there's going to be tons of creatures in the nighttime in amongst these trees. So that's why the mob farm isn't as efficient at night as it is during the day. But over here, I'm just trying to come up with a plan. I haven't figured it out yet, but I think these are actually literally close enough. I think I can do a water trench trough, a multi-level one. Have them dump out of the mob farm that's below me here, and trench both of these zombie spawning rooms into a single drop trap, and have the mob farms above them. Like this might be like a double whammy. Or I could just completely destroy one of these zombie traps. It doesn't really matter. One would be enough anyway. So I am going to build an underground village again. So considering the fact that my cellar is over in this area here, I'm at level 63 and I go down to level 50. So my cellar is about right here. I paste off the end of my cellar. I want to say that mob farm is probably go with the start of my, it's like right below me right now. So that's going to be really close. I won't need a rail system. I can put the zombie spawner, not my mob farm, but the zombie spawner is right up below me now. So I could literally put my village just off the edge of it, build my mob farm out this way. To get enough levels, it's going to be fairly tall right here in this area. But that won't matter for a raiding party. As long as the edge of it gives them enough room to work. I'll have my sweetberry field right here. Basically on top the zombie spawning room. And then there'll be a short distance to where my rampart system goes. My rampart system is how I defend myself during a raid. My village will be right between the zombie spawning room and my rampart. So like I say, any zombie villagers that come down out of the mob farm that I heal will easily be able to sense the beds. Like almost literally right here where this stonework here, I'll clear this out and this is where my village is going to be. I'll literally walk through my village and on the other side of my village will be the spawning chamber. So that it's right there. Edge of the room is right here, so this will be where the drop is. So I might go one layer down from this just to make enough room so that they can get completely out of the spawning room, because I have to have room to put a sticky piston in here to seal everything off. But yeah, this is going to be one of the easiest layouts I've had to work with yet. It's crazy. I don't understand though, as I started this video, why there's two zombie dungeons so close together when it used to take me days, real life days. I think I've only been playing this a few hours, this game, but we're talking it'd be like a week of playing one world before I finally stumble across a zombie spawner. And it's important in hardcore because I got to gain levels quickly without exposing myself to danger. So, of course, the easiest way to do that is to set up a trap on the edge of that room and just funnel them into a spot where they can't possibly harm me. And just stone sword would be enough. You just keep whacking them. Takes a while, but once you get your diamond swords, it doesn't. It goes really quick with that. Get from level 0 to 30 in about 2-3 minutes. Especially with the mob farm above it, because there'll be creepers and everything else dropping as well. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. I'd be curious to know if anybody else has noticed that. It's crazy. I haven't come across a skeleton or a spider dungeon for a long time. But these zombie dungeons, they seem to be proliferated everywhere in all these games. I'll end the video.